Yes, people. Sorry. My audio was a bit off there. I'm so sorry about that. Welcome to TOS Match Day, people. Another frustrating day in the life of Arsenal fans. Fulham penalty to go ahead. Nketiah comes in as a sub and saves a point. And VR was on display. I totally apologize for coming late, people. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties. But as usual, the match day, the link is open for you to come into the studio and share your thoughts about the game. If I have too many people in the studio and it's unmanageable, I'll have to reduce the number of people. I can only accommodate about 6 people. But if you want to come into the studio and you want to share your thoughts about the game, the link is right there in the descriptions. It is right there in the live chats as well. It's pinned on the top. Please, you can come into the studio and talk to me about the game. I think I've got Nathaniel in the waiting room. Let me get Nathaniel in. Hello, Nathaniel. How are you doing?
Yeah, can you hear me, Tade?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. How are you doing?
Yeah, man. I'm good, and you, man? What's going on?
Well, it was a frustrating afternoon, as you can imagine. So are other Arsenal fans. And I mean, obviously, in the caption, I said this is not the Arsenal that was against Slavia Prague. Perhaps maybe Fulham kind of stepped up. I don't know. But what are your thoughts about the game before we go into player ratings? What are your thoughts about the game on a general scale? What are your thoughts?
I was already kind of annoyed because I had to wake up early. You know me. I had to wake up early, like around 7 o'clock, to see the lineup and all that. So I was already kind of annoyed when the game started. And when the game started, and I wasn't really seeing, the same type of football we've been playing over the past couple of weeks. It kind of bothered me, if I'm being honest. So I mean, yeah, we had our moments. Martinelli looked dangerous. In behind, work rate. He's always going to give you that. So I already expected that from him. But just the cutting edge that we saw on Thursday, just a couple of days ago, we didn't see it, and that's the problem. That's the reason why we didn't come out away with the win or a better result today, because we didn't have that cutting edge. How we were getting through Slavia Prague, how we were getting through Sheffield United. You just didn't see it. And credit to Fulham and Scott Parker, because I know Scott Parker. A lot of people like to bend to him and say, "Oh, Fulham this, Fulham that." Listen, I don't mind Fulham staying up. I think they're a good club. I respect Fulham. Just to see us score that goal last minute, I kind of felt bad for Fulham, because based on the way we were playing and how we've been playing over the past couple of games, they kind of deserve to do that, because we were coming into this the better team. We just beat a team like Slavia Prague, who what that team stands for. I don't really want to talk about it, but we beat a team that we should beat. We beat Sheffield United. We playing good football at times. So I was going into this game, I'm not saying that, oh yeah, we're the best team in the world, but I was saying, you know what, we should be going into this game. I know Fulham played good football, but so we should be going to this game at least winning 2-1, 2-0. Get the confidence going. Aubameyang is out. Saka looks like he's tired. Martinelli's trying, but ultimately
was injured.
it's not coming up. Huh?
He was injured.
Yeah, like I said, came off injured, which was kind of sad to see, because he's a big reason, part of the reason why we're playing such good football. Such good football. So not having him, I think Aubameyang is going through some personal stuff with some sickness, some malaria.
No, he's got malaria. He's got malaria. Yeah.
So our striker options. Somebody in the chat, I was in League Gunners chat, and somebody say he's out for the season. For Lacazette. Hopefully that's not true, but if it is,
I don't know about that. We'll have to wait to see.
Hopefully he's lying, but
I mean, come on, they can't just know that just a few minutes after it happens. They have to do the scans and find out the extent of his injuries before they can tell you that. That's just someone talking out of emotions here. Let me just give a little bit of shout out to the few people in the chats, and then we'll go on with this as I always do. Hey, Liam Vince, how you doing? What's good? It's talking about Bordeaux. I'm not interested in French league today. James Dunlop, how you doing? Well, there's no difference between Arsenal and Everton, James Dunlop. Probably you'll be a bit happy, because obviously we drew the game just like you guys. This was our chance to catch up with you guys, Good afternoon to you again, Liam. Hey, Randy Viper. Yes, it was a shit game for the mere fact that we couldn't put away our chances. I mean, people can say you can give credit to the goalkeeper, because I thought the goalkeeper did very well, let's be honest. Areola. My goalkeeper, Matrayan, saved us. I don't know. How many saves did you really make? What are you on about? I know you just hate Leno, man. Come on, Randy.
Come on, Ricardo, man. Don't say that.
Feel bad for Fulham in a way. Yeah, that's exactly what Nathaniel has just said. This is why. Come on, I don't know why you. This has nothing to do with Leno, honestly. Do you know what? Let me just see. What was he saying? I hope Mosibo rips into Arteta.
Hey, man.
James Dunlop. Okay, I think this is just a chat between themselves. Nketiah is shit, but he gave you the goal. Big up to yourself anyway, Ricardo.
I think he's saying that because he celebrated. I think that's why he's saying that.
Nah, come on. You mean, come on. Yeah, the guy came on. He's not been playing. He scores a goal. Come on, and he saves the point. If he hadn't saved the point, probably our reaction would be a bit much more.
It is the first time he saved. This is not the first time he saved us this season. Remember, it's not the first time he saved us, man. Okay, it's done. This is probably the third time this season.
Yeah. I mean, Liam didn't even bother watching the game. You know, he watched the Dortmund game instead.
Wow.
I hope that was more entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. At some point, I almost fell asleep watching.
He's gonna raise Saka high again. I said Saka had a.
Sorry,
I didn't even say Saka had a good game. He didn't have a good game today. He was just all right. He lost the ball a couple times. He looked tired, Saka, today. At least
he lost the ball a couple of times, but at the end of but you can say that. But who? Okay, among all the attackers, who was more threatening? Yes, he lost the ball a couple of times. Name who was more threatening among all of them.
Between him and Martinelli. It was mainly him. It was mainly him and Martinelli that were the most threatening.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Martinelli, go on.
Yeah, and that's what I say. Saka shouldn't be playing every single game. Yes, it's okay to bring him off the bench sometimes, but you got to remember this guy is still developing. You can't just play him. You don't want him to be burnt out. So that's all I was saying. Yeah, but I do rate Saka, but I'm not biased against Saka.
Yeah, Psycho Vibes yesterday, the decision to play Elneny and Ceballos was a mistake. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have too much perspective on this game today, honestly.
It wasn't that great
a 2 for me. He was a crap. Saka and Nketiah shit. Sterling, the season over anyways. Exactly. Do you know what? It's interesting that Sterling says this, right? I'm not gonna lie, right? In a way, I already feel like the season is over. Like, you know, you're just watching the game as a fan. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't entirely, but I'm not gonna lie, right? My mind is set on Europa much more than this. Like, I'm more bothered about our performance in the Europa right now than in the league. If you get where I'm coming from, like, it's almost pointless because 32 games, we've got what, 6 more games. What are the chances we're gonna get all the 3 points, and what are the chances that people are gonna drop? For us to be able to even have a chance to get into top 6, all the guys on top of us need to drop. They need to lose at least 3 games, which is highly unlikely. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, so I'm already watching this game in such a way whereby, you know, I'm just gonna watch it. I'm an Arsenal fan. I love watching.
Yeah, but it's good to get 3 points, and because like that's momentum that can lead to, you know, into the Europa League on Thursday, but. Because the Europa League's on Thursday and we play Sunday, as long as it's like a couple days break. Like maybe it affects the plays because I don't know. Because I was reading a stat that after every Thursday when we play, we usually like most of the time we lose or we draw. Then our next game, maybe that's taking a toll on the players. I'm not trying to make an excuse, but I'm just saying it doesn't make sense how you go from playing good football against Slavia Prague. I know Slavia Prague aren't the greatest team, but still, you still have to beat who's in front of you. And all of a sudden, to go and you can't break down Fulham. You know, it's like it doesn't really make sense if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. I've got someone here, Dave. Anyway, he doesn't have his camera, but let me just get
is Musty Boy coming in?
I don't know.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Dave. How you doing?
Hi, Tade. How's it going?
Good. Yourself?
Gosh, so disappointing. Seriously, I really don't know how to feel. Really, I'm just tired of it all. You know, it's just one day we're winning, another day it's a draw, another day we're losing, and you know, this season I've just not seen any consistency from Arteta, from the team. And you know, I just want to find out from you guys what exactly is the process. Can anybody explain what the process is?
I mean, listen, I get a lot of insults when I try to explain that. I don't know how long you've been on this channel, but I get a lot of people having a go at me, and I'm gonna say the same thing, really, and it's the fact that the club has been on a decline for a long time. And when the season started, going back to some of my videos, if people care to go back to some of my videos that I've said during Emery days, I already knew that it was going to be a very hard process. And I knew that this time will come. If the next manager comes in, we're going to be saying the same thing we're saying under Emery Des. And that's exactly what is happening. And the reason I said that was because I knew it was going to take a long time for us to get back to where we belong in this club. It's going to take a big, long time. And it also takes a lot from the owners to also put the right structure in place. And this is one of the reasons why I've been a bit more patient than most fans. And I can understand that a lot of fans, expect better from Arsenal. Arsenal Football Club is a big club. Based on value, I think we're about 8 or 7 recently in the last evaluation of clubs in the world that just came out. So I can understand that. However, with the way the club has been run over the years, what else are we expecting, really?
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? What else are we expecting?
But I mean, from the management point of view, managing the club, I agree with you. The club has not been managed properly. I mean, first of all, we got rid of Raul. We brought in Edu, and then Edu doesn't really have much experience in football. Just a couple of years in the Brazilian national team, and then also with Corinthians as well, but no proper experience in Europe. And now he's head of football. So you basically have someone that is inexperienced as head of football. Then you bring in an inexperienced manager as well, and then you then have a CEO that doesn't even have a background in football. So you basically have a management team that hasn't experienced the highs and the lows and the complications that we have in Arsenal, and then now they are running Arsenal. It just isn't going to work, But in terms of...
It's my work. It's my work. It might just take time. And we Arsenal fans don't have the time.
Yeah, we don't have the time because we pay ridiculous amounts of money, to basically buy jerseys that they release every second, and also the high rates of season tickets, the high rates of just normal tickets as well going into the club. We're paying a lot of money and we're not getting anything back. And also, everybody's saying that Conke is not bringing out money and all that. I agree, we're not bringing out money at the level of Chelsea or Man City, but we are still buying players. We brought in Tade, we brought in Gabriel this season, and yet we have nothing to show for it. It's unacceptable to really be drawing with Fulham at home. It's just not acceptable, and I really don't understand what this process is.
It's interesting that you say something, right? And I just want to put this out here in case nobody knows. I think I've said it before, but in case you don't know, I've said it that I don't buy Arsenal jerseys anymore. If you notice, the last Arsenal jersey I have, right, is the 2017 or 2018 one. Those are the last set of jerseys I have. I have not been buying, and I have my reasons I'm not buying. Yes, I might still go for games just because I love football. But in terms of the merchandise, right, I have not been spending money on the merchandise. Trust me, I haven't.
Yeah.
And it's something I told myself because I don't think it's worth it until I see that this club really wants to do something about it.
Exactly.
That is when I will buy a jersey. That's why I don't have the latest jersey. I don't.
No, I don't. I agree.
Anyway, I've got Mossy Boy in here. Mossy Boy doesn't look very happy. Let's hear from Mossy Boy. Mossy Boy, what's your take on the game?
You can see me doing this, right?
That's my entertaining in the game.
I'm just trying to kind of keep calm before I say anything.
Yeah.
All right.
What I want to say is, you know what I've been saying about this manager. I've been saying it since I've been coming on this show. I've been saying it long time. This guy is not good enough.
He's not.
Listen to this. Listen
based
to
on
this.
what?
War warrant him to just disrupt a winning team. Look at the number of changes he made today. Okay, we play today. We're not going to play another game again now until Friday. Is he telling me that if we play today, we're not going to have enough rest to play again on Friday?
Exactly. Good point.
You and I have had this argument about changing, and I swear to God, I'm not going to get into it with you. I'm not.
I'm not going to get
into this argument with you because what you're saying right now.
I'm not asking you to have an argument.
Trust me, Dave. If you've been watching myself on Mossy Boy, right?
Yeah.
We always argue about rotation. And the only reason he's saying this right now is if that VAR call that they had against what's his name, Emil Smith Goni, you won't come here and be telling me all this about chipping and changing. You would have won that game 2-1 or something. So you're not gonna come here and start saying that. So you should not be reactional. Stop being reactional.
No.
I understand the call.
It's an offside.
Stop being reactional.
Against
Sorry,
Fulham.
Dave. What did you say?
Come on, we're playing Fulham for goodness' sake. that Fulham squad, none of their player will get into Arsenal team.
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
No.
Are you telling me this team cannot beat them? Are you telling me this team cannot beat them?
Ngisa gets into our team.
Are you telling me this team cannot beat them?
Sorry,
Come on. I don't know what this guy.
Dave, can you say something, Dave?
This is what I've been saying. What does this guy deserve?
Hey, one at a time.
Supporting him.
Yeah,
one at a time.
Tade, I agree with you that if we did win the game, he wouldn't have been saying that. But we don't need that VAR decision to beat Fulham at home.
That's
Fulham
correct.
Second to the bottom. This is just unacceptable, in all honesty, you know. And you can't keep on blaming the players, because these players are good.
Dave,
Look at every position. Look at every position, apart from, let's just say, maybe right back and maybe defensive midfield. Yeah. Apart from that, we have good players in every position. We should be doing better than 10th.
Dave, can I ask you a question?
Ahead of us.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a simple question?
Yeah.
This team that came out today to play Fulham, are they not good enough to beat a Fulham side that's in relegation?
Yes, they are. So if they are better than if they are better than the Fulham team and they can't beat Fulham, yeah, why are they not beating Fulham? That's the question to be asking.
Good. I love the fact that you said that, right?
Yeah.
The reason I say this is because of Mossy Boy, right? It's because of Mossy Boy. I have a reason I asked that question. If this team is good enough to beat Fulham, then why is he complaining that the manager has no right to be able to put a second team to give all the players time to play as well, especially knowing fully well that we're not doing anything in the league anyways? Let's be honest. This league right now, we're not going to win it. We're not even going to get into the top six.
Listen,
you know what I mean? Hang on a minute.
Potential.
So you're telling me every single team that has played, every single team that is playing right now, do not rotate their team. Manchester City, Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, Southampton, Everton.
No, to be honest, in all honesty, yeah, that rotated team that we played today should have won the game.
So what's Mossy Boy saying? This is the question. What is Mossy Boy saying?
It's fine, yeah. But his main point, yeah, is that Arteta is not good enough. Yeah. If that team is good enough to beat Fulham, yeah, then it means that it's the manager not motivating them enough or playing the right strategy or tactics to be able to win the game. It still goes back to the manager.
Not motivating by all the chances they had today, for instance, yeah?
Yeah.
With all the Areola saves, with all the shots from Martinelli.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, look, listen, we need to look at some of these things that are going on the pitch first.
Tade, just let's call a spade a spade.
What is a spade here? A spade is
I will not blame any of the players today. The manager did.
So okay, what would they have done? Tell us. Tell us what
the manager doesn't select. It doesn't bring out the team that is going to go and get him the 3 point today.
You are good at blaming, but you don't give solutions. Give me a solution right now. I'm listening. Because you're not listening to me. I'm listening to you. Give me a solution.
Listen to me. What I'm telling you right now is what I'm asking you the question.
No, give me a solution. Don't ask me a question. Give me a solution.
No, what I'm saying is what warrant Arteta to. I'm not good. If I'm the manager,
give me a solution, Mossy Boy. You're beating around the bush.
That team that beat Slavia Prague will be playing today. Maybe
give me a solution.
That is what I'm telling you. What do you mean? Well, you just saying give you a solution.
I'm
telling you the manager is not good enough. Why is he rotating a winning team? That is the thing. That's what I'm asking.
I'll tell you the solution. The solution is to get rid of Arteta.
But that's not going to work. That's not going to change. That's not going to change. That is not going to change. Because that is not going to change. That is not going to change.
The manager is not good enough to bring the best out of the team.
Hang on, guys. That is not what the solution will be, and this is what I've been saying.
Yeah, it won't be that solution.
It's not a solution. You guys don't get it. This is not the solution. The solution is not the manager. We said the same thing in the Emirates. We're coming back and saying the same thing again.
Yes,
it's not the solution.
Okay. So with Chelsea, when they were performing badly, yeah, and they have been performing badly all through different years, yeah. Don't they always change the manager? And
that's right.
That is where you guys are missing the point, right? That's where you guys are missing the point. And I'm tired of repeating myself on my shows. I am. Because I explained the same thing over to you guys about the fact that you need to look at the players in the squad. It's almost like if
There's no
hang on,
Tade, I
Dave,
think
hang on,
you're
Dave.
right. Let me
there's
get
no
Can I
world where you
hang
can
on,
get
Dave?
rid of all the players and then buy all good
Hang
players.
on,
We
Dave.
can't buy
Hang on,
Messi,
Dave.
we can't buy Ronaldo. So
Dave,
what are we going to do?
Dave, listen. There is a problem, right? And we all know there's a problem. There are different solutions to this problem. Which is the right solution? That is the question. And we have different approaches to the solutions. I have my approach. I might feel my approach is for the club to do the right thing. Okay. And for me, I believe that the club should do the right thing by getting the right players in the right place. And the reason I'm saying this is because we had Arsene Wenger, the down tools. We had Emery, the down tools. We had Ljungberg for 8 days. Nothing. No difference. We had Arteta. Nothing. These are 4 managers.
No, these are
the same
bad
problem.
managers.
We have 4 bad managers.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Nathaniel, can I say something? Can you say something, Nathaniel, please? Can you say something?
I'm not. I understand what you're saying, Tade. I'm not disagreeing with you. The whole culture of the club, the whole atmosphere has been just lazy, complacent. I understand that. But if you're gonna have lazy, if you know the culture is lazy and complacent, why not get? I hate to bang on about Arteta again, but I unfortunately have to. Why not
bring
get
it on.
A manager? Why not get a manager that's experienced to come in
and
get this team and motivate them? Let's say Arteta is not good at doing that, but even though I do agree with you with some of the players, if you know the players are bad, why not get a manager who's experienced with working with players that aren't that good, that can at least get the best out of the players?
Is Emre not experienced? This is why I keep asking you.
Look, let me tell you something about
Is Emre not experienced? I don't get it. It's almost like
that's the problem. If I would have known, if I knew Emery was gonna go on to Villarreal and do big things at Villarreal and take that dead squad, Villarreal, to a semi-final of the Europa League, I would have kept him. Because
right now you're thinking retrospectively. You're thinking retrospectively now.
Yeah. And I can own up to my mistake saying that, maybe I did say, even though I did rate Emery when he first came in, I did want him out at one point. I'm just saying.
So why did I get a lot of insults when I was supporting Emery? Why did I get a lot of insults when I saw the problem? I saw the problem ahead of a lot of people. I received a lot of insults all over the world.
If I would have known it would have been this bad to this point.
Sorry, Dave. Can we talk one at a time, please? Sorry.
Okay.
Even though we are in the semi-final Europa League, yes, that's all good. But in the league, it's all about consistency. What I said on the last stream that I was on with Liga, I said, listen, I don't have anything against Arteta. I'm sure he's a great guy and whatnot. Yeah, I said Arteta is a cup manager. That is what he will do. That's what he will bring to you. Because in cups, you can make one change and it can work. You can get a bit of luck and it will work. In the league, you don't get lucky for a whole 38 games. So I'm saying, if you want to keep this manager, keep him to the end of the season and let's see what he does in the Europa League. Let's see what he does for the season, for a whole 38-game season. You cannot sit here and say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to keep this manager," because we're not going to go anywhere. Because in a season, you have to be consistent. And with this manager, I do not see him being consistent. I only see him as a cup manager, a one-off game type of manager. He's not that guy. Maybe he can get that with experience, but this is Arsenal Football Club, so you don't get experience over here. We get people who have experience.
Thank you, bro.
Dave,
you said it so well.
Dave, say what you want to say.
Yeah, so basically what he's just said, he just summed it up perfectly. Arsenal Football Club should be getting in a better manager. You don't get in a manager that doesn't have any experience to solve problems that have been building up for years. You have to get experience. Someone that has experienced the high, someone that has experienced the low, someone that has motivated players that have not been motivated before. There's no team that is 100%. You can't get a team that has all 11 Messis or Ronaldo. You always have a team that has good players and bad players. But what makes the difference is having a manager that is able to motivate them, play the players in the right position to make sure that they are the best, and then grind out results even on a bad day. And that's what Alex Ferguson did. If you look at his team, he didn't really have the best team out there. Yes, he had a couple of good players like Ronaldo or Beckham and all that. But what he did best was to be able to put that fear in players that when they get on the pitch and they're playing for him, they'll make sure that they do what they can do to win. Arteta can't bring that. He doesn't have the tactical knowledge. He doesn't have the strategy. He doesn't know which players to play. Up till now, I can ask you guys to name Arteta's best 11, and you wouldn't be able to. One day he's playing Aubameyang on the left. One day he's playing him as a striker. One day he's playing Xhaka in defense. He's just all over the place. He's learning with our football club. And what you guys don't realize, just one more thing, what you guys don't realize is that the longer you keep on accepting his rubbish, yeah, the harder it will be for us to recover. Because when we don't make Europe, yeah, less money is coming in, and with our owners already, how difficult it is for them to bring out money, the less quality players will be bringing into the club, and the harder it will be for us to recover. Just remember that.
Okay, fine. Do you have anything to say, Mossy Boy, before I say what I have to say?
Tade, just but someone said in the what is it called in the comment here, which
I haven't gotten down to the comments because I want to address Arsenal Manic's comment before I go down. So I haven't seen all the comments.
Oh, the comments.
Except I want to talk about the comment. What did the person say?
Well, no, just carry on. I'm just not,
all right.
I'm just trying to calm down.
I have a few things to say, right? Because obviously this is few things I want to say is one, when we're angry, right? Sometimes I feel the emotions come in, and due to the emotions, personally, I feel we deflect on certain things. And for me, I think this is what's happening right now. Okay. Granted, Arteta is not an experienced manager. There is no doubt. I'm not stupid. I know he's not experienced. Okay. 2, do I think it's the problem? I don't think it's the major problem in this club. Does he make mistakes? I've said it several times. Yes, he makes mistakes. There's no doubt about it.
But he doesn't learn from it.
3. I see someone here telling Arsenal Manic saying that I'm celebrating a draw. Now, this is a perfect example of someone frustrated making a statement that negates my emotions. Now, you've made, for me, Arsenal Manic, you're my guy, but this comment you've made here is a bit stupid. I'm sorry, because I'm sorry, Arsenal Manic. I love you, my bro, but I'm done with you putting words in my mouth, because yes, you're actually saying I'm celebrating a draw. I am not celebrating a draw. Okay, so I disagree with this comment that you've made. I'm sorry, you're still my guy, but I just feel this particular statement I disagree with. Now, I'm gonna ask you guys this question again, right? And I've asked Mosibo. We've had this argument, okay? We keep talking about experiences, right? And Dave, you make a good point about the fact that you know that the club is not gonna spend money, so you probably need a better manager, or should I say, a more experienced manager. That is a fantastic point, and I think Mosibo has made this point to me 101 times, right? About getting an experienced manager. And I remember myself and Mosibo got to an argument where I asked him the question. I think it was saying about Ancelotti at some point, and I asked you the question: the likes of Allegri, the likes of Luis Enrique, do you think they will come to this Arsenal Football Club knowing fully well how the club is run, knowing fully well the kind of owners that we have? Do you think for 1 minute that they're going to adhere to his demands of the money that they're supposed to spend? Hang on. On the money they're supposed to spend, on the players they're supposed to get. Do you really think they're going to adhere to that? Knowing fully well that even Thomas Partey, we had to squeeze ordinary 50 million. Ordinary 50 million. Yeah. We had to squeeze. We had to like hold the man on the neck and shake him down. Oga, please, we need Partey. He said, okay. For the first time in his life as the owner of the football club, first time in his life, he brought out money from his pocket. Now, you are having a Luis Enrique. Do you think Luis Enrique is going to... If Luis Enrique, for instance, or I don't know, what's his name? Allegri come in, or Ancelotti.
Yeah, but the
Ancelotti, no. Let me just get to where I'm going to here, please, quickly. Yeah, just give me this moment. The second in command in Arsenal went to Everton. That's the owner that knows about football, that wants the best for his club, right? We can see what he's doing in Everton. He's getting players in Everton Football Club, right? He is the owner now, and he's gotten the likes of James Rodriguez. He's gotten this Dokoru guy who I really loved. I've picked him up several times on AFTV and stuff like that. We have an owner of a club that is not willing to spend, is not willing to do anything. Do you think these owners will not, someone like Mourinho, they will have their demands? They will have their demands. And we know that these guys are not going to...
Basically.
In a way, and I'm going to say this, in a way, I would say yes.
Because he doesn't have an
In a way, I would say yes, he's a yes man.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean I'm not going to support him on the start. He's a yes man. There is no doubt, because they know that he doesn't have that iron hand to be able to say, you know what, this and this and this and this and this. And that's what they want, because the owners of the club are not going to give the express manager the free hand to come and run this club.
Tade, let me quickly come in on there, right? Let me come in on there. Just 1 second. If Arteta get an experienced manager, I've said it before. You see, I will keep saying it until this manager leaves Arsenal, right? The players that is at the club now, They never respect the guy. If an experienced manager comes into Arsenal right now, like Ancelotti, do you think they're not going to give him respect?
Exactly. And sorry, just to add to that.
If Enrique come to Arsenal, are they not going to give him respect?
Yeah.
Hang on, Dave.
Because these are experienced manager. They know that this guy, they've been managing for years.
Yeah.
And someone that doesn't got no experience because someone somewhere recommend him, and you now bring him into a club like Arsenal.
Unacceptable. But just to add to that point, about you saying that, you know, Everton and Ancelotti and all that, yeah, Arsenal spent more money than Everton this season.
I disagree because I looked at the record books.
And
I
we
think they
spent more money than
80,
Tottenham.
No. Everton spent more money than us. I think they spent about 80 million. I think I had a look at it. Even Aston Villa spent a bit more than us as well.
We spent over 80 million too. Gabriel.
The net.
No,
spend.
we're not talking about net. We're talking about the amount of money.
You have to look at the net spend though. That's how you balance the books. Because it's almost like seriously, if I give Mossy Boy £20 and I collect £30, then if I give Mossy Boy £30 and I collect £20, I've only spent £10.
Well, if we're even talking about,
you understand what I'm saying? So
if we're even talking about as well, this is why it's important to get in an experienced manager and get the best out of players so that we're able to sell them for something. And also another thing, just to add to the point that Mossy Boy said, is that if you've noticed, it's the younger players that are playing well. The older players are not playing well anymore, which tells
Doesn't that tell you the story? Doesn't that tell you the story?
Yes,
I'll tell you the story.
Arteta doesn't have control of the dressing room. Aubameyang this season, look at how he has fallen. Are you telling me that Aubameyang is not good anymore?
So I'm gonna ask you guys this question, right? Dave, I really want to see your face. I swear to God, I wish you could show me your face. But listen, I'm gonna ask you guys this question about saying someone doesn't kind of respect and all that. I'm still gonna go back to Emery. I'm sorry we're going back to Emery. And recently we've been arguing a lot. We need to go into the player ratings, by the way, because I've got a few minutes. I should be out here by 5:30. Okay. So you guys keep talking about bringing an experienced player. So can someone tell me what the problem was with Emery that was experienced, that's won everything? Why did they not respect him? Because he's won everything in football, not everything, but everything in Europe.
Problem.
Is that the only problem then?
Emery has got a communication problem.
He didn't have it in PSG.
No.
He didn't have it in PSG.
Most of those players speak the same languages. Yes. So in Arsenal, Emery find it difficult to pass his message across. Yeah. I can't remember one time when Emery make a change. He brought Iwobi in, and Iwobi doesn't know the formation they're playing. He was asking the player, what formation are we playing? Because Emery cannot pass the message across to him. That is what the problem was.
100%.
Also,
good point.
You see the thing with Emery. Emery didn't. He spoke English, but it wasn't able to come out clearly. But he was still able to get the best out of the team. Look at the team that he had. He had Carl Jenkinson, whatever his name was, the right back we used to have. He had Chambers. He had all these players who, even Elneny at that time, Elneny was worse than he is now. And he took that team, took them to a Europa League final. Yes, and this is a guy who couldn't even speak English. Our first 13 games, I think we lost 3 games, what was it? Or something like that. If we kept Emery, we probably would be in top 4, if not top 4, maybe in European places. And this is somebody who couldn't even speak properly, and the players used to take a piss out of him. He used to take a piss out of him, and he still led them to a Europa League final.
You know what? Sorry to cut you short here, but I think this whole thing about language is something that I thought as well was the problem with Emery. Okay, but
if you're a good manager,
but having spoken to someone, that's got very close tie to Arsenal, right? We all know what's happened in the during Emery times about certain players that they got. Emery had absolutely no say in the players that he got in the football club.
Yeah.
Right. Now let's put communication aside. Yeah. If you want someone, a manager, to take the reins and make decisions, for the team that he's got, you need to be able to give him that freedom. Yeah. That tells you a lot about how the club is run. And this person told me that Arsenal is one of the worst clubs to deal with. Yeah. As an agent, Arsenal is one of the worst clubs to deal with in how they run their business. Okay. And if you put all these things into context, right, they will never deviate from their profit-making scheme and structure. They will never do that. And this is one of the reasons why Arsene Wenger was hounded out. Let's be honest, even we fans, we had a hand in getting Arsene Wenger out of this club.
He was done.
Agree?
He was done.
Okay. Now, they wanted to put a structure in such a way whereby they will be able to make more decisions than take the power away from Arsene Wenger, right? Arsene Wenger really wasn't happy about that. If you've read his book, he said something there about, taking that power. That's why he hates that whole director of football thing. He doesn't like it because he believes he doesn't have that power anymore to handle certain things. Do you know what I mean? But in my opinion, if you ask me, guys, I believe that the managers should be given a very high level of power to a certain extent whereby they can decide and shit, because they're the main people that determine the team as a whole. Yeah. This is what I feel. In my opinion, this is what I feel. Now, for me, I felt that the club let Emery down in many aspects. And the club wants to be the main decider of different things happening in the club and not the manager. And this is where me and the three of you and many people in the chat always clash. Now, I asked a question. Sorry, Dave. I asked a question to these guys some time ago, and I'm going to ask you the same question, Dave.
Sorry to interrupt, but I got to go. So, yeah, big up Tade, big up everybody in the chat.
All right, take care.
Yeah, take care.
Hansi Flick, right? Do you know Hansi Flick? Hansi Flick of Bayern Munich.
Yes.
Right? Hansi Flick of Bayern Munich has been assistant in several clubs, right? And he was also the assistant in Germany, right? He took over a club, right, in Bayern Munich stature. Can you tell me, right, and I want your honest opinion on this, can you tell me what must have helped him to be successful? Do you think it's all down to his coaching skills or perhaps help from the players he has at his disposal to work with? What's your take on Hansi Flick?
I think for him, it's more of the players that he has at his disposal. But sorry, just going back to
can you get where I'm coming from? No, can you get where I'm coming from?
No, I do understand where you're coming from, but that can't happen in every football club. Every different club, has different finances. They have different abilities to bring in players. But what makes the difference is having a manager in there that is able to use the resources that he has to be able to grind out results. Look at Leeds, for example. Are you telling me that their squad is as good as Bayern Munich? They are not, but they are doing better than Arsenal at the moment. You know?
And again, Tade, you said something about Hansi Flick. You said he's been an assistant in several clubs, including Germany. Arteta only be an assistant in one club less than 5 years, and he's become an Arsenal manager. You understand if you understand where I'm coming from? Assuming Arteta has been an assistant in so many clubs, he learned his trade, being an assistant like Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick has seen so many things around him.
Yeah,
he only be at Manchester City for less than 5 years, and is that the person that we want as our manager?
Exactly. And also in terms of the control. The control thing that you said that the club is not giving control to the manager. Well, Arteta moved from being a coach to a manager. He's now making the decisions on the players that he's bringing in, and still we're not performing as well.
Do you know the funny thing? I have to be very, very honest with you, right? All that stuff is just on paper. He's actually working with, I'm serious, he's actually working with Edu. This is based on the information I've got, right? This is based on internal information I've got.
Bringing in
actually working. They have the discussions, don't get me wrong, they do have the discussions, but it's all dependent on the agreement between the two of them. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's going to be that discussion between him and Edu. It's not just Arteta saying, I want this and you do it, and Edu will just go. Edu will come and say, listen, this is the decision on ground, I'm sorry, what about this other guy? Do you understand what I'm saying? They have that discussion. It is not just Arteta. Yes, he's now a manager, there is no doubt about it, but it's not just Arteta making that decision. Him and Edu.
When Arteta leaves, he should take Edu with him. Edu also shouldn't be head of football of Arsenal. Someone with more experience. What has he experienced in Europe?
Yeah, but the thing is, you see, Edu, Edu, I know it's part of. I think it's part of Invincible, right? Then, and that being part of Invincible, it doesn't really make a lot of contribution to that Invincible team in the midfield?
No, that has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with. Let's forget about that. Honestly, that has nothing.
If they want to bring someone in that knows the club, if they want to bring like an ex player in to come and be the football director of football at Arsenal, I would rather kind of go for Patrick Vieira or something to come in there because he knows what it means to win a football match.
Yep.
All right. So sorry. Akuma, how you doing?
Yes, brother. Sorry for the late, man. Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. We've been having a lot of arguments here. It's basically
Yeah, I heard.
the whole chat against me as usual. What's your take on this game?
Disappointed not to get the result, but at the same time, if you look at the performances, if you look at the stats, we should have won, and stuff. And you can't.
That doesn't count though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though. I mean, if you're looking at the stats, you're looking at the possessions and stuff like that. We should have won the game. And let's face it, when they scored, it was against the run of play, and stuff. And again, Gabriel making another mistake again for us.
Yeah, but Akuma, when you are talking of stats, right? Look at the last game we played against Slavia Prague. Slavia Prague has got all the possession, but we scored the goals. Possession to me is not.
Yeah, but then again, at the same time, though, what chances did Fulham have during the game apart from the penalty?
But yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So you can't say it's a selection issue because it wasn't. It was literally I'll probably say an error by Gabriel that's cost us. And
it's us not scoring enough goals.
Yeah, I agree. We weren't clinical enough, and obviously the players that were guilty of, but the players that we've been demanding, Arteta start, Gabriel. How many chances?
But Akuma, my own argument today is
sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Ricardo, you need to watch your comment there. Or you should delete this. You need to watch your comment there. Okay. All right, go on.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, my own argument today is that I'm just trying to make. I think the team Arteta put out today, there are too many changes in it. I will leave. Yeah. I will still leave our normal back four that has been keeping clean sheet, which is Rob Holding and Murray, and just play whoever you want to play alongside. My own argument is Akuma. My own argument is we still our next game is Friday.
Yes,
we have 4 days rest before we play again on Friday, and we're not going to play again on Friday until 8 o'clock at night. Why are you making that so many changes? To me, you're not respecting your opponent enough.
Sometimes we kind of think that footballers are like players we play in FIFA. Like when I play FIFA on my PC games, I like to play my back four. But in reality, it doesn't work like that.
I understand it doesn't work like that, but
players are in the red zone, you see. Because this is the problem, you see. Like for example, there's arguments. Why did we start Lacazette? But if we didn't start Lacazette and started Eddie Nketiah, would they be like, Arteta's stupid? Why did he start this? You see, you can't win as a manager. And this is why I respect managers in the same way. You've got to make a decision that seems right. I heard people even complaining, why do we put Xhaka at left back? Why he should have been in the midfield. And I'm thinking, Xhaka's kept 2 clean sheets in a row at left back. So I can understand why he would have played him that way.
Do you know what? People even sorry to cut you short here. Yeah, I saw a tweet where someone complained, why bring Nketiah, that they should bring Willian in, right? These are the same people that were bashing Willian. They said they should bring in and put Martinelli in the number 9 position. This was a tweet I saw, and I was like, okay, now no one is ever gonna win. Provided you're losing, there's always gonna be deflection of blame, and that is what we're doing. Now, for me, right, I don't see a problem. Myself, yourself, and myself, Mossy Boy. The reason we go at each other is simply because you are so biased against Arteta. In my opinion, and I'm open for you to counter me. You are so biased against Arteta that you don't want to see nothing. You're gonna go at this guy at every chance you get. Now, in my opinion, right?
It's not the best man for the job. That's why I've just been real. This team we brought out today, for me, should be doing a better job against Fulham. And guess what? You and I remember that last late night football show that we did. That you came in and you said that you're gonna play the same team every single time. Now, Lacazette, we don't even know his situation. Yeah. We don't know the extent of his injury. Which simply means if Aubameyang and Lacazette are out, the same Nketiah, right? We don't know when these guys are gonna come back. The same Nketiah that we don't want is gonna be the one leading. Listen, Tade, don't just let me start on Nketiah. I will rather go and play Balogun than Nketiah.
It's not about Nketiah. Understand my line here. My line of reasoning here is not even about Nketiah. It's about rotation. That is where I'm coming from. It's about the reason why managers rotate sometimes. You need to rest a bit of the players. This is all I'm saying. You might actually think because we're playing the next game on Friday, it simply means that these guys cannot have a burnout due to consistent playing every week. You need to understand that. But for you said it yourself, and I know you can't deny it because you said it yourself. You're gonna play your best team every single game.
I will play my best team. I want to win.
This is not FIFA.
I want to win life. Listen. I want to win a football match, right? I want to win a football match. If I have the chance to beat Fulham today 7-0, I will put the best team out there that can, because I keep saying this guy, I don't warrant him from disrupt that back four. But Mario hasn't played a lot of football this season.
But he's a lot older. He's a lot older, you see. And this is
how old is he? But how old is Mari? How old is Mari?
Mari's 27, 28.
And you're telling me that 27-year-old is
his body may act differently than Gabriel. Gabriel may have been fresher because Gabriel didn't play on Thursday. So I think okay, Murray may have a slight knock. I'm a bit worried about him. I don't want to risk him. Let me play a fresher player against Fulham, which on paper, we should win that game. If you look at the stats, it was just literally poor finishing from Arsenal. But we shouldn't be reactionary, you see. This is the...
We are.
Yeah,
we are. This is the thing. I
don't
know how to do it.
We shouldn't have played this. Yeah, there's something, and this is what gets frustrating. Like, for example, against Liverpool, yes, we were poor in that game. You can blame this and blame that, but this is that we dominated the game. We created the chances. And goals change games. If Gabriel gets that goal in the first 2 minutes, that's probably a 4-0 defeat for Fulham. But the fact that he didn't do it, it changes momentum. I've seen it happen. I've played football, at a high level, and that does happen at times. So,
anyway, let's get to player ratings straight up, and then we can continue these arguments. Okay. Listen, guys. You guys saying people are deluded and all that. You need to really, really show a little bit of respect in this comment section. I'm not even gonna lie. I take a lot of it. But other guests that come on here, you need to be careful about that. Okay. I can take it from you guys. There's no doubt about it. But you need to respect my guests, Ricardo. Okay? All right. Let's get straight into this. Where is my screen share? All right. All right, then. Let's get started. I'm going to give you the opportunity to do this. This is for you. Mossy Boy, can you rate Martinelli?
5.
A bit harsh.
Okay, Dave, do you have a different opinion to this then?
I'll say 6.
Can you guys explain your case? This is going to be interesting.
I'll say 6 because even though he made a couple of mistakes, I think that he actually brought energy into the game. He made a lot of runs. He progressed the ball up the pitch, and also he was involved in a couple of crosses as well that led to chances. I think he tried. He wasn't his best, but I think he wasn't definitely a 5. In my opinion.
But I agree with what you said. He brought a lot of energy in, but we didn't win the game. We drew the game. We drew against second bottom in the table. So if we win the game, then definitely probably we're getting like 7 from me. But to me, it doesn't get anything above 5 for me.
That's two of you make fantastic points, right? I'm gonna ask you guys this question: do you think he should have dived when the keeper came out?
I'm not a fan of player diving. If Pepe dived the other time when he scored against the first goal against Slavia Prague, and the referee doesn't give anything, we might be saying, oh, you can stand on your feet and just. But diving for me is I'm not a fan of that really.
All right. Do you know what? We'll stick to Mossy Boy's rating of this. Okay. All right. Dave, can you please rate Pepe for me, please?
Yeah, Pepe didn't really have much time playing. I'll go with a 5 as well, just because he didn't have much minutes, so I couldn't really judge his performance.
Okay, let's give him a 5 then. All right. Akuma, can you rate El Neni for me?
He was average today. 5 today. Nothing special. And I think it's hard to. I think sometimes we're like, why didn't he play? Because there was a few balls whereby he could have played it quickly to Saka on the wing. But sometimes we have to remember Nena's ability. He hasn't got that ability to do that. So standard 5 for me.
Carry on.
Yeah, that's it. Standard 5. That's my read.
But for me today, probably I'm watching a different game. I've never seen him made one forward pass today. It's just sideways, backwards, sideways. Backwards.
It's a safety play. It's a player that you bring on if you need to tighten things up. But,
So why did we play him then?
Sorry?
Why did Arteta play him then?
Well, because it was against Fulham.
He doesn't select himself.
Fulham. Why would you play him against Fulham?
Because I can see why he would play against Fulham, because he needs to rest Thomas Partey, because Thomas Partey, this season has shown us has a history of injuries, and especially with the lineup we have with the Europa League semi-final. You got to sort of do these things, you see. So you can't play the best engines all the time, especially with Xhaka playing in the left back position. So
in that situation, why didn't you put Xhaka in midfield and then put Suarez on the left?
It's worked in the last 2 games, and we kept 2 clean sheets.
Yeah, but you're saying that there's a rotation. He said that, why didn't you play the same team as the last game? And you said, it's based on rotation and all that. So why didn't we play Suarez in left back and move Xhaka to the midfield?
I think it just gives us more balance on the left.
What team would you have picked, if? What team would you have picked?
I would have put Suarez in left back and put Xhaka in the midfield. I just feel like El Neni, he's just more of a player you bring in when you want to, defend the lead. You don't bring him in when you're starting the game. He's not going to do it.
And the commentator said one thing which I agree with. He said since he's been playing left back, Xhaka has been playing left back, we haven't looking any threat going forward because it's not there for us to kind of
but not on the wing though, because he's not gonna be a Tierney that's gonna bomb down. He's just gonna be more solid defensively and can switch play at a better stage. So, for example, when Xhaka's got the ball, since he's naturally left-footed, he can switch the ball to someone on the right. That's probably why we're doing that, you see.
So this is the thing, right? I keep saying this, right? If you bring 10 people here, right, to give their starting 11, there's going to be chaos in the land, and we'll be arguing over each other.
Exactly.
This is the reality. And this is why when we are giving point of views on certain things, it's all about what works well in your own mind.
Sure. Yep.
And we just need to understand that, because now we are talking about starting the same team. Let's think back to the last 2 games before this game.
Yeah.
Arteta hardly made changes to the side.
Yeah.
It was Marian Holding.
Yeah.
Marian Holding for the last 2 games. Yeah. And this game, he decided to give someone like Gabriel a chance. The question to you guys is, don't you think Gabriel deserves a chance to start?
Yes, it does. We're not saying anything about
Okay,
you think Gabriel? Oh, Gabriel. Yeah, I think it does. I think it, to be honest, with the expectations we have for Gabriel and what we saw at the beginning of the season, he should have done better than what he did this match.
Okay. Hence my point about the players that were on the pitch today. I felt I expected a bit better from them.
Exactly.
This is what I'm trying to. This is what led to the argument. To be honest with you, what led to the argument between me and Mossy Boy was the blame on Arteta for the team he picked. This was a major argument right here, and I felt that this team that was picked today should be beating the Fulham. Now you guys make an argument against El Neni. Now let me make an argument for El Neni in this game. I'm not saying El Neni is the best player. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is I want to make an argument for him. Now, you say he's the kind of player that sits back. Granted, he's the kind of player that sits back. But don't you think that that's the reason why they paired him with the Ceballos that moves forward and roams up and down? Even if I thought sometimes he turns like a headless chicken. We know that, right? But at least we know he's always going to advance. Then someone like El Neni can sit back. Okay? I don't see any problem with that. And thinking retrospectively now, we look at the chances we had, right? We look at the goal that was disallowed, which I'm not going to lie, I was really mad because VAR for me is just crap, right? In a way, it's a big crap because that was a bit too marginal. There should be room for errors in this thing. Maybe, I don't know, point something inches error, I don't know. But the point of the whole matter is there are also some chances that we created. Maybe Martinelli should be doing better with his chances. Someone tell me if I'm talking rubbish here.
Yeah, especially the first
maybe he should have done better with his chances. I don't know. But the point of the whole matter is I felt we should be winning this game comfortably with this team. The players in Fulham that played against us today, I don't think they can displace anyone. Maybe Lookman. Maybe just Lookman. Lookman might have a chance. I don't think any of them can displace any of the players that started for Arsenal today. If they decided to come to
maybe the goalkeeper for Fulham, because I think
maybe the goalkeeper for Fulham. That's another person we're gonna get to, because I felt that guy put in a man of the match performance today.
Sure, he did.
And that's another thing you can look at and say, you know what, this keeper was wonderful. Can you remember 2 seasons or 3 seasons ago when we played Manchester United, when Manchester United was under Mourinho, right? And De Gea was the best thing ever that I've seen a goalkeeper. That match was probably his best match ever as a goalkeeper. He saved everything. He had like 100 tentacles and all that. Now, I have to confess, guys, on AFTV that day, I was very reactional. And I hold my hand up. And Kelechi on AFTV called me aside after the interview and said, Tade, you do realize you were very reactional? Because I was having a go at Arsenal players. I was very reactional. I had to go at Wenger. I had to go at Arsenal players. I was very reactional. Meanwhile, the truth about the matter is, we did everything we could, but the goalkeeper saved us. But I was very reactional. And later on, I kind of thought about, I actually messed up getting angry. They did their best. So sometimes we have to look at the truth with the naked eyes and say, you know what?
Tade, I remember that game. I think I watched your interview. I remember vividly, right? But today, that time, our player, they've done everything what they could do then. But today, the players today, they don't. It looks like they're just playing on the first gear. They didn't kind of. They can do. Look at the last, probably last 5 minutes. Look at the way they kind of put pressure on Fulham before they get that equalizer. If they done that from let's say 20 minutes, 15 minutes to the end of the game, and they get one goal, then they got more time to go.
But they the second one. You have to remember, though. Sorry, Monty, but you have to remember there was a chance whereby the Pepe chance, where the keeper saved it with his leg. If that one. And that's 20 minutes to go. We probably win the game. So you was, like I said, goalkeeper was having a brilliant game, and I was me and myself being a goalkeeper. I can relate to that. So it's one of those things. I believe Arsenal did everything they could. We just couldn't put the ball in the net. But
I was pissed off. I was pissed off when that keeper saved that. I was pissed off. You know to have seen me here, man. I was very, very angry. Like, I was like, what the hell did this keeper smoke? What did he drink? It was really good. He made so many saves.
Even though when he saved it, that ball still nearly dropped in the net before
the defender.
The defender, Tosin, kick it out. So it's.
Anyway, let me pick a few comments here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not picking the comments as much as I should today, to be honest with you. Psycho Vibes. I had someone blame Arteta for player injuries because of bad management. So he has to rotate the team to reduce player injuries. Well, look, like I said, we are who we are. We are fans. We are always going to find a blame. I already said it before. People were already seeing a loss when they saw Nketiah because we don't trust Nketiah. But at the end of the day, he was the one that banged in the goal. You see? So, I don't know. Maybe Arteta was right to bring him on. Who knows? Yeah. You dislike Leno. Randy is like me with Pickford. James Dunlop. Randy Viper and Tade calls me biased for that. Look, listen, Randy, you and I are going to fight one day. I swear to God. You and I are going to fight because I don't know what Leno has done to you. I don't know what any little thing he keeps complaining about Leno. Even when Leno is not playing, he's still going at Leno. What has Leno done to you? What has he done to you, Randy Viper? What is it?
I think what's happened is the comparison. If Leno never got injured against Brighton last season and Martinez didn't come in, we will never have this discussion. It's because when Martinez came in and played really, really well, that's what comes into our mind, you see. Leno doesn't get injured against Brighton and plays what he's been doing, this debate won't happen.
I agree.
Yeah.
So Vibes here says Martinelli was a threat and recognized by the Fulham player as the main danger man. Unfortunately, he kept cutting to his right foot, making his actions predictable as the game wore on. Well, you can say that. You can say that most of his actions were a bit predictable, but I still felt that between him and Saka, they were still the only threats we really had in the game today. In terms of
because it gets to one stage, Saka just like say, okay, I'm gonna do it by myself. You can see him; he just pick up the ball. He just want to drag the ball in by force to kind of,
So Vibe just says Elneny missed a number of true passes. Do you know what? I don't know. Did someone just say this here? I think someone said this just now, and I think I agree. Elneny was so defensive minded with his passes. Before he even gets the ball, he already has in his mind that he wants to pass back.
Exactly.
You know, and there was a time, I don't know if you guys noticed, two players had to go at him.
Yeah.
Someone made the run. You guys noticed it, right?
Yeah. There's one for Saka, and I think there's one for Martinelli as well. Yeah. But then
they had to go at him.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, we have to just accept. And now he's not that type of player. He can't play those weighted balls, you know, and stuff. So
shouldn't be playing.
Ricardo, Elneny should not be a professional football player. Can't be more limited than him. God, you're wicked, man. You guys are wicked.
No, exactly.
You guys are wicked, man.
No, this is the problem, you see. And this is the problem what we forget sometimes. If you're going to win a title, you need a player like a Gramondi. Gramondi was not a starter for Arsenal, but he was a squad player. He could play centre back, he can play midfield. And you need that. And Elneny is one of them for me.
Someone here, Randy says we should move on to the next player. Seems like we're dwelling too much. How many did you give Elneny? 5, I think.
Yeah, we'll give him 5. All right.
I know Mossy Boy wants to give him like a 3 or 2 or something, but listen,
I'll give him 3. Yeah.
It's your rating, and I'm not doing any ratings today. I swear to God, I've received a lot of backlash today. Mossy Boy, Nathaniel, Arsenal, everybody having a go at me. I'm not today. I am just the moderator. I am not.
Tade, you have to do one.
No, I'm not doing any player ratings today. I am not doing any. Leno, Mossy Boy, Leno. I'm not doing any.
Leno is not play. Didn't play today. So
that's true. That's true. Sorry. All right, like I said, I'm not doing no player ratings today. I've received a lot of backlash today, man. I ain't doing nothing. Anyway, can you rate? Rate Lacazette.
Lacazette, I'll give him 5.
You give him 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone want to talk about Lacazette?
Tell me what apart from the work rate, it doesn't. And the work rate doesn't get to
but
anyway.
Work rate's important because it brings others in play, and I think Lacazette didn't bring others in play. The problem is we didn't finish our dinner. Think about it. Lacazette, that chance, he was the one that gave the chance to Gabriel the first minute. That should have gone in and would have said great play. He just said, when he did create the chances for other players, he didn't score. I don't think he had any clear opportunities today.
No, he has one chance to hit the ball at the edge of the box. He just decided to pass it.
Possibly, yeah. So I can understand that. Maybe he can't get more than 6 or 5 for me.
Yeah, he didn't have enough chances today, and also he didn't show enough for us to give him more than 5, to be honest.
Randy here gives him a 3. There was a comment I saw here, although I would have loved to park it for Gabriel. Where is that comment from James Banzi? Hey, James Banzi, how you doing, man? What's good? Gabriel has been costing us for so many games now, but people are so deluded to see that, but rather want to have a go at Arteta every now and again. Do you know what? I've said this several times myself.
Yeah.
Even if people disagree with me. I've said it several times about Gabriel, that Gabriel was the best player in the first 3 months among a very, very bad bunch of players at that time. And this is one of the reasons why I said, personally, I always prefer Mari. I've been saying it for a long time because I feel Mari is a bit calmer. And guess what? And this is not me having a go at Gabriel for for that penalty, because that penalty is one of those very annoying penalties that can happen to anyone. He just stepped a foot on his toe and the guy jumped as if he was hit with a big truck.
But where was he? What did he think was going to happen, though? He didn't go for the ball. He put his leg.
He went for the ball. It was just late.
That wasn't close. Was it?
Yeah, but one thing I want to say about Gabriel is Gabriel and Mari, they are 2 different players. Mari is very calm, collective, and composed. Mari.
That's true.
But Gabriel is a player that played football with all his body. He think he can win when it comes to pound for pound. Like let's go on power.
Very athletic, man.
Can win. Very athletic, and he think he shouldn't be losing battle to a striker. He's going to learn, like you said.
He's 22. He's 22, and this is my reason why when a lot of Arsenal fans say we need to bring Saliba, and Gabriel. No, they're both too young. You need a mature centre half and maybe a Saliba and a Gabriel. You can't have Saliba and Gabriel playing together because you're going to have a lot of mistakes.
But one thing I want to say is I really want to see. I know the balance might not be there. I really want to see Murray and Gabriel play. I would say maybe if he sees Murray play next to him and he see how calm this guy is, he might probably bring that into his game. Okay, I need to kind of a little bit relax.
Yeah,
as a defender, you can't win every single challenge.
Yeah, problem. They're both left-footed.
Yeah, so if that happens, you'll be the first one to complain. Why did you not play those two?
I'm not saying in a Premier League game or in a Europa League game. We have pre-season. You can put it to test. If you understand what I mean. I'm not saying now. Let's put it to test and see what happens.
I agree. The problem here is this, no matter what the pairing is, the manager is able to see them in training, he's able to see who's motivated, and he should be the one to put the best players out there. We shouldn't be having this debate about Gabriel and Murray. The manager should be putting whoever is best in that position, and they should be performing. But they are not.
It's interesting that you say that. Can we do a bit of Nketiah quickly?
Yes.
Who's going to rate Nketiah? I'm not sure. Is it you, Dave? I think Dave, you're the one that's going to rate Nketiah. What are you going to rate Nketiah?
To be honest, he didn't do much apart from his tapping at the end. I'm not a big fan of Nketiah, by the way, but I'll give him a 5 for scoring.
Rate him based on the game. Don't rate him based on your perception of him.
No, based on the game, he didn't do much apart from the tapping, so I'll give him a 5.
For scoring today, if I have the honor to rate this guy for scoring today, I'll give him 4. Just for scoring today.
Come on, Mossy boy. Come on.
Just for scoring today. Okay. No, Tade. I want to ask you one question. Yeah. Let me ask you this question, and I want you to be real. He saved us the point, and I want you to be really, really honest to me, right?
I'm always honest.
Okay, great. When it says every game Nketiah play, you always say about Aubameyang. Apart from his tapping, tell me what this guy brought into the team. What does it bring to the team? Apart from his skills.
If Aubameyang should score 3 tap-ins, would you give him a 4 or 5?
Yeah,
3 tap-ins in you mean in one game? Or
in one game?
In one game. If you score 3 tap-ins, if you score 3 tap-ins today, I wouldn't give him 4 or 5. I will be giving like maybe 7, 8. Because
it's quite obvious that you are underestimating the skill of being in the right place at the right time.
No, that's fine. In itself. But to be honest, Arsenal,
Oh my God! Are you telling me this guy?
Sorry. One at a time, guys. Sorry, Dave. Dave, you were saying something. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm saying, to be honest, Nketiah is not good enough for Arsenal. I mean, he was playing for Leeds. He was on loan. He hardly got games at Leeds. So why would he actually be good enough for Arsenal? And when he does play, I don't see anything else apart from one tap-in every.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that. That's not my point. I rate him based on the game. I don't care about him as a
I said 5 because he came in late. He didn't have enough minutes in the game, and he scored a tap-in. So I'll give him a 5.
Okay. Well, let me play devil's advocate here. If he had come in and scored a curler from outside 18, what would be your rating for him?
Exactly.
What's the difference? What's the difference from a curler and a tap-in? Is it not both goals?
I asked the question. What would you rate him?
I'll give him
You're asking me a question.
I would still be giving him normal 4.
Sorry?
I'll still give him a 5.
Okay. And you used to give him a 4.
Yeah.
I think you told you are just being stubborn. Tade.
Tade. So what would you have given Nketiah? Would you have given him a 7?
No, 6 at least.
Maybe a 6 because obviously
for what? Yes, for what?
Without him, we would have lost the game.
Thank you. Simple as
that.
Oh my God!
No, it's as simple as that. Without him, we would have.
You judge the Tete by results. So if you're going by results, surely
exactly
he was there to score.
Because now you're putting double standards now. Yeah, you're being biased against this guy because you don't like him.
Performance of the whole game, not just the tapping. One moment.
But then again, at the same time, he's coming in as a striker in the second half, so he's only going to have a few opportunities to score. And he took whether it was the third chance he took it, and obviously we managed to do it. And don't forget though, there was a block before he scored that that I think the keeper saved, or the defender blocked. Prior to going to the injury time that Nketiah had. So he can only do what he can do within that minute. And he was told, okay, Arteta would have told him, be there, be a nuisance, and try and get us a goal. And he did. So he literally get a 6. If you don't get me wrong, I agree. He's not the answer for Arsenal, but let's be fair to him on his performance today.
Yeah, fair point.
That's all I'm saying. You were able to word it better than me. Maybe.
Okay, maybe
my English is not good enough. I don't know, man.
Because of his goal today, maybe we'll stick to 5.
6, man. He scored.
Mossy boy, I'll soon give you auto eject out of this.
Give him a red card.
I'll soon give you auto eject, man. Because Mossy boy. You know one thing about Mossy boy, right? I swear to God, right? It's always because we are so angry, we are so passionate, right? Yeah. That so many times, right? Your analysis after match day is always different from your analysis maybe during the midweek. Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed about you. After match day, you are so angry that many times you don't want to give. I won't say reasonable. You're reasonable in a sense, but very angry that you just lower the ratings down a little bit.
Tade, you say something, yeah. You say something. The type of fan that I want success for Arsenal, right? I want them to win. We have to play 38 games in a season. I'm not including the Cups game, right? I'm not asking Arsenal to go on and win all the 38 games. You said it yourself. At least consistency. If you understand what I mean. I'm not, we might lose 5 games in a season, 6 games in a season, and still finish on the Champions League spot or keep. But that's the only thing we're asking for, consistency.
But I asked you guys this question, right? And I said it at the beginning of the stream. What were you guys really? I mean, yes, we're expecting a win, but are we really still looking forward to getting into the top 6? Because I don't think so. Right now,
we can still. You never know. You never know. Why would you give up on the league and be concentrating on only the Europa League? Who say you are going to win it? There's still Roma there. There's still Man United there. There's still Villarreal there as well.
Yeah, that's right. Another thing I want to say is every time we have a chance to close the gap with the people ahead of us, we messed it up.
Yeah,
we had a chance today to close that gap.
That's a fair point as well. Especially, I would like to finish up Spurs, and we could have been 2 points behind Spurs. That's a fair point, Moxie boy, on that as well. So, I think that's where the disappointment comes from the results.
So sorry, and Tade,
yeah.
What has to happen for you to agree that has to go?
Arteta has to go.
Yes.
Okay. That's a fantastic question. Yeah, okay. You go first. You go first.
I'll wait to the end of next season because we would have had 2.5 seasons. End of next season before I make my decision. If we're in the same position as we are today, then I'll say that's it. You've given enough opportunities. It's till it comes to go. I think you have to remember we're building a club here right now. And let's face it. I remember when we were told when Wenger left, we need to give the next manager 3 or 4 years to rebuild this team.
But we're not adhering to that, innit?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm still willing to give Arteta at least the end of next season before I make a decision.
Can I give my own answer? Can I give my own answer, before you go on? Can I give my own answer? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now, the thing is this, right? Akuma said everything, but I want to add to this, right? And I will keep saying it. I know most people is tired of hearing this, right? When the foundation, when the building is broken down, right, you need to when the building is unstable, rather, right, you need to break it down to the foundation and rebuild, right? I've been saying that on this stream for a long time, and I will keep saying it, right? This club has been rotting, right? I used an analogy recently, like if you leave metal in water, it gets rusty gradually. This club has been in water for years, even under Arsene Wenger days, and it has been in gradual degradation. It's been degrading, it's been getting rusty, And it takes certain people to be able to see these things from the onset, right? How bad it is. But unfortunately, we're only just seeing how bad it is now, right? And secondly, to add to what Akuma said, Arteta is rebuilding, okay? I still maintain that if he gets the players that he claims he wants, and he still gives this shambolic display or performance in the club next season, right? And he claims he's gotten all the players he wants, I will be the first. And I've said it on this stream several times. I'm tired of saying it. I'll be the first to say, listen, you got what you want.
Yep.
You're not doing it. You have to leave. And I've been saying it. So this is my own take on it.
But Tade, one question for you. Do you think up till now, the player Arteta wants, do you think, but because to me, the player that he wants, so far they've given it to him so far, right?
No, that's where you're missing the point. No, we haven't.
Okay, which player did you want that they haven't given it?
We haven't. You need to understand that right now we are looking at players like Odegaard that we're not even entirely sure whether he's even gonna remain in the club. We're looking at Emil Smith Rowe that was a revelation to everybody. Me, you, Akuma, Mossy Boy, Dave. Nobody mentioned Emil Smith Rowe's name in the beginning of this season. It was a revelation, right?
Yeah.
And it was never part of the plan. Fine, we got Willian. Willian was a mess up. That happens. Let's live with it. You move on. It happens. Every club has players like that that come in and they mess up. We've seen Diego Forlan. We've seen the likes of Veron. It happens. Okay, let's move on from that. Now you are rebuilding. Okay, and he's gotten rid of some players. Yeah, and you also need to understand, like the first half of the season before they got rid of Ozil, Socrates, Mustafi, there were a lot of issues happening in the background. You could tell. You don't even need a Sousa. You don't need the binoculars to see that there was a lot of issues in the dressing room. It was so obvious that there was no harmony in that dressing room. And that's one of the reasons why the club wanted to get rid of certain players. Now, the club as a whole, they had issues with the likes of Ozil. We all know that. They had issues with Ozil, and that was upsetting the balance in the team. That's going to make any manager's job hard, okay? Yeah. Now, you've gotten rid of certain players. Some few players are going to leave. We know Bellerin is leaving. I can tell you now that Bellerin is leaving. Yeah. Because there's no two ways about him being benched continuously. He is definitely leaving. That is another player that we know. Exactly. That's another player that we know is going to leave. He leaves. We get a left back. We get an attacking midfielder. I'm not entirely sure about Odegaard yet. I'm sorry. He's putting some good performances. I'm not entirely sure about him. We need an attacking midfielder. We still need a right back. We need a left back, and we need a striker. Yes, I said it. We still need a very big striker, someone in Haaland if we can afford. We still need that. If we get that, and Arteta gets that, I will be the one saying, "Listen, man, look at your players. You need to leave."
Okay, sorry. Okay. I agree with your point. I'm just going to go back to Akuma in terms of your response here. Have you factored in that you waiting another season, for you to give Arteta a chance? Some of our big players or potential stars, let's say like Smith Rowe, Saka, and Martinelli, might want to leave. And also,
I doubt it. I doubt it for now because you remember they've just come into the first team, so they're like their eyes are like glowing.
Players have an ambition. If Barcelona comes in the summer for Saka will leave Arsenal 100%.
Or Real Madrid.
You will leave.
Not necessarily, and I'll tell you why. Because Saka will think to himself, "Hang on a minute. If I go to Real Madrid, who's to say I'm not going to be the next Bale?"
Trust me, he will leave.
No.
He will leave.
Also, another thing also is that
unless Arsenal want to sell him,
they will sell him. If they bring 100 million for Saka, they will sell him. And also, let me tell you something about
Isn't that the problem, Dave? Isn't that the problem, Dave, of the club? That I keep telling you, isn't that the problem of the club? They're only after money. You need to understand this. Until we get Dangote to come and buy this club, we are going to. Anyway, I've said my piece.
I'm sorry. I'm going to come to you, Tade. By the way,
it's coming for me.
It's coming for me. Is that you keep talking about and Tade, you keep talking about buying players, and process and everything. If we keep finishing at low positions and not qualifying for the cup, what money are we going to use to buy these players that you guys keep talking about?
That's what I'm saying. We'll wait to the end of next season. I'm not saying giving him another 2 or 3 seasons. I'm giving him to the end of next season. Then before I'll make my.
The damage might just be too bad to even move forward again.
Have you come for me, or is that for
Yeah,
Akuma?
coming for you, Tade. So basically, yeah, you use the
coming for you, Tade, don't worry.
example of a foundation or an unstable foundation, yeah.
Unstable building. Yeah, go on.
So if you have a house that had a weak foundation, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
would you get an engineer that just graduated from university to come and fix the issue and give him 2 years to fix the issue if you're seeing in the first year he's not progressing?
Yeah, but like I said,
No.
Would you?
No, I wouldn't.
Exactly.
Okay?
So why do you have this faith in Arteta to be the one to,
Very good.
around?
Very good question. I love you, Dave. Honestly, I love you. Need to come on my show a bit more. Listen, now I am the owner of that building. I know I am very stingy. I am Chronica right now. I am a very, very stingy boss. Okay, I am so stingy. I don't like to spend money. And I see someone that I believe, you know what, he has the potential to be great. And I'll be like, you know what, this guy has the potential. Yeah, you're a good engineer. I will give. No, let me answer the question now. You asked me a question. Let me answer the question.
Sorry about that. Yes.
So let me answer the question. Now, I am Chronica. I am very stingy. I don't like to spend money. I'm never gonna go for the state of the art tools or state of the art whatever. I'm always gonna be going for stuff that are a bit cheap to get, right? That's the kind of person I am. That is my profile as an owner, right? Now, if I see someone like Arteta, I'll be like, you know what, this guy is cheap. He has the potential. I'll give him time because I believe he'll be able to get up to that level where I want him to get to. Because of my profile as an owner. This is the reason why I would give Arteta. Now, do you understand where I'm coming from? The owners of the club?
We're not talking about you being an owner. We're talking about you being a fan, sitting at the sidelines and analyzing everything.
Very, very good. Now, that's another wonderful question. This is where you need to have understood me a little bit. Many a times when I'm giving analysis, I just don't think like a fan. I try to assume the situation of all the parties at hand in a discussion. What do I mean? I have to think about. No, hang on. There's no right or wrong here, okay? This is just me telling you how I think. How I think is me assuming the position of Arteta, at the same time assuming the position of the owners of the club when I'm giving an argument, right? Now, if you want me to give my position as a fan, right? Now, this is my definition of a fan. My definition of a fan is at all costs win. They don't care about anything. That is my definition of fans. Do you agree with me on that definition of fans? Many fanatics don't care about process. They don't care about what's happening in the dressing room. They don't care about what's happening in the background. They don't care about anything. All they care about is that trophy, top 4, and winning. That's all they care. If you want me to tell you that, then I will be the first person to say Arteta out, because obviously I don't care about anything. I'm not reasoning about anything. Do you understand where I'm coming from, Dave?
Let me say something to that.
I get what you're saying, yeah, but the fans also, we do look at the process. You understand? If you're
not many fans do.
If you're an Aston Villa fan, for example, a Leeds fan, you can see the process. Or a Leicester fan, you can see the process. With Arsenal, we can't see any process. What's the process?
Yeah, but you have to get the weeds out of a garden before you can mend it. And there was a lot of weeds in Arsenal.
Perfect.
And this is what we're trying to do. And we've gotten a lot of weeds. We've gotten the Ozil out. We've gotten the what's his name, Mustafi and Kolasinac out of the club. So that really reduces the wage bill as well. There's also building from young as well, building from the and you got to remember, we've still got some Wenger players as well. So Lacazette, Aubameyang, Xhaka, Bellerin are still Wenger players. So they still need to at some point be sort of phased out before you have the Arteta thing. This is what I'm saying. I'm going to give him to the end of next season before I'll be Arteta out if we're still in the same position. Because I remember exactly when Arsene Wenger was sacked, they said, the next manager that comes has to be given 3 or 4 years to rebuild this team. And how long did we give Emery?
A lot of those fans have forgotten what they said then. Because right now, the reaction, they're angry, they don't care. But guys, we need to move to the next player ratings. Randy is always reminding me. Thank you. You know what, Randy? I should make you the timekeeper on this show. Thanks a lot for reminding me. And I said I was going to leave at 5:30. This is already 5:30, and we're just halfway through. We've been talking a lot. This has been a very, very interesting.
You're not allowed to leave us. You're not allowed.
People, I have a life. Look at the small sun that is left. The small sun. I need to go and enjoy it. All right, people. Can Akuma, please? Can you? Who rates Emil? Can you rate Emil? Who's rating Emil Smith Rowe? Is it Akuma? I think it's Akuma.
Yes,
Akuma, can you rate Emil Smith Rowe, please, quickly? We need to move. Six, yeah?
I agree.
All right, then. 6. You know what? I'll give him a 5.
Yeah, I think it was good. He had a link-up play. I think it was good.
I didn't agree with 6.
I'll give him a 5.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Shaka.
But that's my rating. I don't care right now, but I'm not rating. Mossy boy, please, can you rate Shaka?
Xhaka, he hasn't done anything really wrong today. He hasn't done anything fantastic. I'll give him 5. What has he done? Tell me. He hasn't done anything wrong and nothing fantastic. It's just on the parallel. So.
That's fine.
That's why I give it 5.
There's an interesting thing about this guy. They said he's won the most tackles among this season, and he's also gotten he's won the most tackle and possessions this season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys saw that.
And that's
an incredible stat. Sorry?
He's got the most red cards.
It's just one red card he's got this season. He's just got one red card. Pepe has got one red card. Gabriel has got one red card. Behave yourself, man. You see, this is what I keep saying. This is what I keep saying. Anyway, let's move on. Saka, please. Dave, Saka.
Saka, I'll give him a 6.
So this is where I'm confused now. I felt, this is my personal opinion, I felt Miss Mitro didn't play as good as Saka.
Yeah.
So how did they get 2 ratings? Anyways, different people rating at the end of the day. But I don't know. Okay, I'll give him a 6 then. If that's the case.
Randy said 0.
but if I'm rating Saka, I'll be giving him a 5 anyway. So
no, I think Liam. I think this rating is for this 0. This 0 is for Shaka. I think. I think this 0 is a Shaka.
You know, he said Saka gets 0, Randy.
Oh, Randy gives.
Randy says Saka is 0.
Okay, do you know what, guys? This is another person that criticizes Saka.
No. He changed it. He changed it to 6.
What's wrong with Saka?
No. Randy always criticizes Saka.
What Saka saved us through the season. He's been one player that's been carrying this whole team. And how old is he?
Well, on today's game, I will rate him 6 because I will rate him 5 because towards the end of the game, he's the only player that is trying to make things happen. Towards the end of the game, look at where he played one shot. If that shot actually come in a little bit, he'll probably be going into the top bin. So.
Yeah,
Liam doesn't know about this, giving him a 0. So this is what he says. He says Saka is overrated. That's literally what he feels. He feels he's overrated.
Come on, Randy. He's not overrated.
And he said how many balls does he lose? Randy, thank God I'm not the only one countering you because you guys will say Tade is deluded or Tade is this or that, as you guys usually do. But you say he loses the ball. Do you know that this guy keeps the most possession among all our attacking players?
Yeah, Saka has carried the team through the season.
I'm not.
If someone is criticizing Saka, I really don't know.
Pepe loses the ball much more than Saka, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, can someone rate Bellerin? Who's rating Bellerin? I think it's back to you, Mossy Boy. Rate Bellerin, please.
I'll give him 4.
Yeah.
You give him a 4?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a bit harsh, though.
Bellerin was.
I would give him a 5.
4.
He was poor. He lost the ball a lot. A lot of passes weren't completed. Also, positioning as well was very poor.
I don't know. I would like maybe because he put in some crosses today, and the cross that led to the goal that was disallowed. I just feel, I don't know. I was gonna give him. I was gonna overrule this, but we'll just stick to 4.
You can't do if you want.
That's fine. I don't know. I just feel. Yeah. Wow. Randy gives him a 5. Unbelievable. You actually agree with me for once, Randy. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Rob Holding, Akuma, quickly.
It's a hard one. Probably 6.5, maybe 7. Nothing, I thought it was solid. Yeah. But nothing, like I said, spectacular. Like I said, it's against.
Did you say 7? Or 6?
No, 6.5, 7.
I don't have 0.5 here. You need to stick to
I'll give him 6 then.
Yeah, 5.5. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. All right.
Is your rating?
What would you have given him?
I'll give him 5.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
What would you give Gabriel then, Mossy Boy?
Yeah, I'll give Gabriel 4.
I agree.
Funny enough, he gave away the penalty. when we are rating, we're not subjective, right? We're given based on what he did.
I just rate them on the game they played today. I'm not rating them because of what they've done in the past.
All right, Thomas Partey, this is for you, Dave. I don't know whether you're gonna rate him really, but I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't play much, to be honest. So I'll just give them 5. I'm giving 5 as just a default for not playing enough minutes, really.
So this guy gets a 5, and the person that scores a goal gets a 5. You men are harsh in this place, man. You guys are harsh. Anyway, this is for you, Akuma, if you're still awake. Ceballos.
Ceballos. 5 today, 5, 6. Probably give him 5. If he had scored that goal had been allowed, then maybe a 6. But 5 today.
Okay. Does anyone disagree with that? Probably not.
I will.
Matt, what are you gonna give Ceballos then?
Well,
if it was you.
He's to me, he's holding on to the ball too long. He's doing too many spinning on the ball. Just let it go. Let it flow. Like attack is going. You pass it to Ceballos. You just kind of spin on a spot. You just kill that attack.
Yeah, but it still opened up play, and also he put in a lot of efforts. I mean, he got a goal that was so rude just because of
stupid 1 inch.
Tony.
No, that thing pissed me off. That thing pissed me off, man. Pissed me off big time. I'm not even gonna.
Oh, VAR is just ridiculous, to be honest. They need to change the rules.
I'm not gonna lie, right? VAR is I think VAR is it has its positives if it's used correctly, but there should be margin for error. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the thing is, guys, if that is for us, we're taking it.
True.
Yeah, VAR has been poor for all sides in the Premier League, not just Arsenal.
Akuma, it's not the VAR that is poor; it's the people that actually
100%
that doesn't know their job. That's
right.
all. The camera is there for you, but you can't look at against West Brom, the goal that West Brom scored. They're using someone that is not scoring the goals to measure the offside, and the person that scored the goal came all the way to score the goal, and they just disallowed it because someone else is at the offside. It's not even interfering with the goal.
It's not VAR that is the problem. It's the referees.
People that are using it.
Or the fourth officials, or whatever they call them, the VAR. What's the name for them?
That's the VAR. That's what they call them. They are VAR, virtual assistant ref.
No, but they have a name for them.
No, the VAR official. That's what they are.
The VAR officials. Yeah. Is there
any other name? That's the name.
It's the people. It's the people, not the video.
Yeah, not the technology.
Not the technology itself.
Yeah, but that's I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, VAR is virtual assistant ref, which simply means a referee that is sitting with the technology in Stockley Park, eating burger or something.
I think what they should do is when they get to a stage and they start drawing the line to see whether is he offside, they should just give that go. And when they start drawing line, that's not football anymore. Why are you drawing line?
I don't have a problem with all that line. All I want is a little margin for error.
Yeah,
a little margin for human error. Like they should set maybe, I don't know, 5 inches out, 5 inches in is fine. Do you know that kind of thing? Yeah, come on, man. It's getting
Tade, I was watching one old game. That game is old, maybe probably in 1990 something.
A very old man.
No. What they're showing it on TV? I was watching it on TV. Like that's what I mean. But I was watching the tackles that was flying in today's football, people will be getting sent up left, right, and center. I'm telling you.
Maradona's time, you saw what was happening to Maradona.
Yes.
Although I like the fact that they're protecting players a little bit, because then they could kill people on the pitch, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because it could be very bad. Yeah, it could be very bad. Anyway, let's move on. Matt Ryan, who is racing Matt Ryan? Mossy boy, you just gave Ceballos. No, who gave Ceballos rating now?
It's Akuma.
Akuma. So it should be you now, Mossy boy. Rate Matt Ryan, please.
Well, apart from the goal penalty we get, it doesn't really have much. It doesn't really make a thing. Apart from the
I'm sorry. Go on. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at this guy. Yeah. You know what? This guy will do anything to get Leno. Do you know what? Yeah? People run that scene, right? Even Runasin, I can bet you, Runasin will have given him 11 over 10 if it was
But I would because we didn't win the game. We drew to second bottom in the table. I was just gonna stand at 5.
You give him a 5, okay?
Yeah, I think it's fair because he didn't really have much to save, any chances. You know, he didn't. I know, obviously, the penalty. There's nothing he can do as a goalkeeper. It's
As a goalkeeper, yeah.
Do you know what? He said something about the header. Yeah, that's true. That header
he did flick it to was it Ceballos that had the initial shot that was saved? Yeah. So. Yeah.
And again, what I want to say is for the first 15 minutes, he didn't touch the ball for the first 15 minutes. This guy.
Yeah.
Arsenal was keeping possession. So
Okay. I think Sterling gives him a 8. Okay, interesting. A lot of people give him a high rating, and they're not happy with your rating, by the way, Mossy Boy. But I'm gonna give you guys the chance to say what you have to say. Obviously, you've said about Arteta, but I'll give everybody the chance to rate Arteta, and we'll come to a close. I ain't saying shit.
Don't blame me.
I'll start with you, Akuma.
Okay. I think with Arteta's selection, I don't think I couldn't. I didn't complain much of the starting lineup. It was good enough to beat Fulham. Maybe substitutions could have done maybe a bit earlier, but I don't know what goes on during the game. So I think because of the results, just 6 for me.
6? Oh, wow.
I'm waiting for the next 2.
I've said everything I need to say. I'm going to rate him on today's game, and the reason why I'm giving him this score is because of too many changes in that he made on today's game. I'm going to give him 4.
Okay.
My goodness, someone doesn't like me.
And for me, I'm going to give him a 5. The lineup, as Akuma said, it should have beaten Fulham. I feel like Elneny shouldn't have started because that just basically takes out one midfielder that could potentially be adding to the attack. In terms of subs, he came in late as always. Arteta always makes subs late. He always has to be in the 70th minute. He's just the total opposite to Emery that can make a sub in the 40th minute. But I just felt we should have done better.
Okay, it's interesting that, and so we're going to end this, but I'm just going to ask you guys one last question, and everyone has to lay their case. Now, the 3 of you are managers, right? How do you manage a squad in such a way that you have to make them happy, even if a lot of players are not playing? How do you make an unhappy player happy?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I'll start with you, Dave.
Sorry.
Let me start with Dave.
How do you make an unhappy player happy?
How do you ensure that players are happy in spite of the fact that many of them are not going to be getting playing time, and even if they deserve to be starting, but they're not going to be getting playing time? How are you going to manage a squad? How are you going to manage the egos in the squad? How are you going to manage situations whereby you are rotating the squad? Even if I thought a player plays well today, tomorrow he has to sit on the bench and all that. How are you going to manage it? Explain to me how you're going to manage situations like that to make a player happy.
I think, to be honest, it all depends on what the player can actually bring to the team. You can't sacrifice winning a game because of you want to make a particular player happy. You understand? And what you can do, what managers do, is they explain to the player that they don't feel that they are at the level that they need them to be at the moment, and explain that it is a process. They have to show themselves in training, and if they do show that they are better in training, then you play them. It's a performance game. It's not about making players happy, But if you do have a player that has potential or has the ability to play well and they are unhappy, the only way to make them happy is by playing them in games like this, which I do support. But if they're going to bring down the performance of the team to the point where we're drawing with Fulham, then their happiness doesn't matter.
So here's another question to you before I move on to the next guys. You said you made a great point there about how they're performing in training.
Yep.
Are there not several situations, even as in Wenger's days, we've seen it? Are there not several situations whereby players do so well in training and then they get into the match and then they surprise the manager with a very bad performance?
Yeah,
which happens a lot.
Yeah, it happens to
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, right? We as fans were only going to judge Arteta based on what the players display on the pitch. But you said we're not ever gonna see what's happening in the training ground.
Yeah,
Maybe they're deceived, but maybe the coach is deceived. I don't know.
You can't say that it's only in Arsenal that happens. It happens in all clubs, but yet they perform well. So we can't just say it's an isolated case for Arsenal. It's all part of the game, you know. A good manager should be able to adjust and adapt based on things like that.
So do you feel these players we have in Arsenal should be winning a title?
No, but they should be doing better than 10th or 9th.
Yeah,
they should be at least 6th or 5th. They should be in the Europa League, that's for sure. Leeds shouldn't be doing better than them.
They should be struggling to get into Europe.
Even Everton should not be doing better than them.
I believe that I believe, and this is why myself and also have argued in the past. I believe that we have overestimated many of these players. In my opinion, I've seen too many basic schoolboy errors from these players for me to know that this is not the level of players I want in my football club. And this is my yardstick of measurement of who a good player is. There are different yardsticks. One of them is consistency. If you're not consistent enough, you are not good enough. Okay. The second one is the basic skills of football. There's certain basic skills like first touch of many of the players in Arsenal Football Club is quite poor. You look at Pepe. Pepe has been improving, there's no doubt. But Pepe's first touch is very poor for someone that is a 70 million player.
Nketiah as well.
I see a lot in Nketiah as well. I see even El Neni is always backward thinking. There's a lot of things I see from many of these players. I'm like, do you know what? These guys are not going to get us to where we belong.
And also I agree with you on that one. Sorry. Have you made your case for if you were to do as a manager? If I was to make the case myself, because also as you're managing a squad, you have to make sure you keep your squad motivated. You can't say this is going to be my first 11, and no matter what happens, they're going to play. You need to, because you just never know when you're going to need them. Like for example, in my mind, I had written out Nketiah for the rest of the season, but with Aubameyang with malaria and what's his name,
Lacazette with injury now.
With injury, we may have to start with Nketiah now.
No way.
We might have to. Because of the thing, this is why you got to keep everyone motivated. It's never an easy process, you know. It's not just about tactics and this. You have to make sure you give players in the squad hope. I remember Arthur Wenger always said this: every player that's in my squad, you have to give them hope that they can become in the first team. If not, you just create fractions within the squad, which is never good for anyone.
Okay. My own takes on this is, I've said it from before. First of all, being a manager of a football club, you should be able to manage, and you should be able to insert discipline into players. And thirdly, you should earn the respect as well, which I don't believe Arteta has earned that respect, and his management is kind of a little bit off, I would say. And I've said it before when Akuma said that, okay, Aubameyang is sick, Lacazette is injured, and I've said it before, when Aubameyang is not scoring goals, why don't we give Balogun a chance? You've given Smith-Rowe a chance, and he's performing. You've given Saka is there. They give him a chance. They both came from academy. We've seen Nketiah enough, which is not doing what we expect from him. Why don't you give this guy a chance?
Good point.
But at the same time though, Balogun has just signed a contract. The reason why he wasn't giving Balogun a chance because he wanted a player to be committed. Now Balogun has committed.
He's still on that contract at Arsenal.
But you need someone committed.
But the problem is that he didn't sign a new contract because he felt like Arteta wasn't giving him a chance. So it's not about committing; it's about knowing that the manager actually wants to give you a chance. He never gave Balogun a chance. He played even when he.
So what changed his mind? What changed his mind then? Does anyone know?
Well, probably the manager went to go and talk to him. That's one of.
No, he's not. Balogun has signed a contract, doesn't he?
He's about to sign.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to sign, definitely.
He's going to sign.
He's going to sign. And I'm with Arteta on that one in terms of not giving Balogun an opportunity to sign the contract because he wants players committed.
So as I was saying then that when Aubameyang was misfiring, when he's not scoring goals. But this is when he should bring this guy in and sleep. Here's my argument. Even if at all I've said exactly what you just said about Aubameyang, I've said it in the past. I feel that was the fan in me talking. Yeah,
I have to say this. I think it's the fan in me just saying all sort of things. Get Arteta on the bench. I think that's the fan in me. But if I'm gonna put my manager hat on, I'm gonna be thinking to myself, this is a player that has saved us for the last 2 seasons, whether we like it or please, 2.5 seasons. He's been our best player. He's been the one
get us to the FA Cup final.
Exactly. I cannot disrespect him by just, when I mean disrespect, don't get me wrong. I cannot disrespect him by just putting him on the bench. I'm bringing someone that has no experience whatsoever in Premier League to come and start ahead of him. Yeah. Now, as a manager, I'm going to be thinking about what that would do to his morale, what that would do to our relationship in the team, and the power that Aubameyang holds is quite big. He's the captain, he's the best player, he's the most expensive, he's well sought after from a lot of clubs in the world. So as a manager, it's going to be difficult for me to just say, you know what, it's just like you, Muscle Boy, for instance. Now I just throw you on the bench and say you're not doing it. It's not PS. You know, I have to have the human feelings and all that. It has to come in. So it's quite difficult. This is why I'm saying I think our manager.
This is the time for him that our 2 striker are out now. This is the time you can actually experiment the guy. Because Aubameyang is not going to come up from the sick bed and say he wants to come and play. Lacazette is not going to be bringing hamstring injury onto the pitch because they're not fit. So this is the time for you to kind of say, okay, this is your chance now. Think
possibly at centre, but then again, at the same time, though, this is the problem with us Arsenal fans. Let's say we bring in Balogun and he has an absolute shocker for the next 2 or 3 games. We'll be like going. You'll be seeing like Balogun out.
Then we will know that
we'll be reactionary.
This is the reason why the manager is not picking him, because you haven't arrived yet.
Yeah, they need to give him a chance. And also, if you look at the sort of striker that Nketiah is more of a poucher. You know, he just waits for the ball or a rebound or something, and then he taps it in. Whereas if you look at Balogun, he's more of a Lacazette. You know, he can come in deep, get the ball, link up play, and then shoot from far as well. You know, so they should give him a chance if they have to give it.
And he will get his chance. He will get his chance now. You know, and this is the thing we got to be patient. Young players need to be patient sometimes. I think sometimes we just think they're going to be the next savior. And Balogun is not going to be the savior for Arsenal. There's too much pressure on the kid. But definitely he'll get his chance.
Randy Viper says, name one youngster Arteta has given a debut to. Didn't he give a debut to Balogun?
Exactly. In the Europa League,
Yeah, I did. Anyway, listen, guys. I have to be somewhere. This is already almost. Listen, guys. I really appreciate your input. I appreciate the arguments, the debate, as usual. I'm gonna be doing a show with Lee Judges on Wednesday. Just take a look at it. Yeah.
Olga.
Hang on. Let me finish. Yes, it's the Judge and the Blunt Pundit. I will be having this show with Lee Judges. Someone asked the question last week if it's going to be regular. We don't know yet, but let's just see how it goes. Probably one off for now. We'll see how it goes and see if we can make it a regular show. All right, people. Any last words from any one of you? Akuma?
No last words. I mean, it's a disappointing performance, but that's just football sometimes. So we just move on to the next game against Everton. And if you had told me this, if you had to pick a draw or win from the game against Sparta Prague and Fulham, I would have said, okay, let's just get the draw against Fulham and get the win against Sparta Prague. So sometimes how football works sometimes. If it was the opposite, we'll be like, who cares we beat Fulham? We're out of the Europa League. So it's always a good thing to put things into perspective.
All right, Dave?
Yeah, my last words is everybody that is listening or watching, please pray for Arsenal, because this club needs prayers, extensive prayers. You know those monks that came to the Leicester changing room? We need they need to come, because this club, there's a spiritual bondage on the club, you know, because it just seems like we just keep on making bad decisions after bad decisions, you know, hiring the wrong managers, hiring the wrong head of football, making the wrong person CEO, you know, bringing in the wrong player, spending some 2 million on a player that is not even good enough, you know. So please, whatever religion you're in, if you're not in any religion as well, just please hope for the best for Arsenal, because things are just looking bad at the moment.
That's right.
All right, what about you, Mossy Boy?
Well, you know, what I would say, we just keep the faith, like what I always do, and hopefully we just climb up the table and finish above where we are last season now. And every time we got a chance to kind of close this gap, we just mess it up. Hopefully that will stop now. So, but we move to the next game.
All right then. Listen, guys. Can you just wait after I finish up now? Just wait in the. I want to have 2 minutes with you guys. Yeah. Before you go.
Okay.
All right. So please, Dave, yourself as well. Yeah. Just wait in at the back of the in the waiting room. All right, people. It's your boy, the Blunt Lovers be lovers, haters be haters, and I'm out of here, people. Talk to you guys later.